G'day, g'day, g'day. So it's Labor Day, I think, all around the world. I'm not sure. But I had a big surprise. I'm here working and I'm going out tonight. Got an invitation to go out anyway, and I had to get something from the patisserie. So about an hour or so ago, or a couple of hours ago, took off to go and do some shopping, and I noticed, shit, everything's shut. There's no one anywhere. And I thought, what the heck? And sure enough, then I thought, 1st of May. If I remember rightly, most of the countries in the world, they call that Labor Day because there's no one working, it's a public holiday. And today is Thursday. And so I was quite surprised. There you go. I don't even know what's happening in the real world. So here we are. And that picture at the beginning, which just to make sure it's a different phrase every time, this is Dan and Renaud's paradise, little anchorage, about 9 or 10 miles from where the main anchorage is to clear customs, like the township. This is the one in the middle of nowhere, but it looks like a nice beach, palm trees everywhere, all the rest of it. So they're hanging out in clear water, smooth seas, and doing a bit of R&R. So that's pretty cool. And here, we've got our own set of dramas. We've got a few things wrong in the press release. But anyway, we'll talk about that after. It was quite funny. So anyway, yeah, we'll get straight to the tracker. I think we should have seen Argo already turn up, but I haven't even looked at the 4 o'clock position. G'day, John. I haven't even looked at the 4 o'clock position yet. I've been busy, and I just rushed back in and thought, oh, geez, I better get this up. And we'll see. But I reckon Argo's already in because his ETA, I think I worked it out this morning at, I forget now, it's 15 miles out and it's doing 3 knots. So I could have taken, no, I've got from 1600 to 1700. So he might just be arriving as we speak. Anyway, I'm going to go straight to the tracker and hopefully I get this right this time. So, John's already seen it. Not there yet. That's okay. All right, so I'm going to do the right thing here. You're looking at the tracker, and now I'm looking at the tracker. So you should be hearing me and seeing everything. And I'll put the wind in. I'll put the Latin long in. It's coming. There you go. I can see it's quite light winds, eh? Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. And first of all, we'll go and see John and Popeye down the back here. See what they're doing. They're in the green, so they're following the general track. There's everyone's tracks. They're right in the middle. They're following everyone else's course, which is fine. And they look as if they've separated a bit. So Mike's doing 5 knots, doing 5 knots and 103 mile day. John is doing 4 knots and 105 mile day. Maybe he slowed down to let Dad go through, because when I see this, if I blow that up, they're probably 3 or 4 miles apart. Let's just measure it just for fun. We've got fun in the sun, middle of the boat. Oh, 20 miles. Jeepers. There you go. I thought it'd be a few miles, but mid-boat to mid-boat is 19 miles apart. So they're not looking at each other, and they're just in, they should get, if their radios are working right and the height of the mast, they should get like 30 miles or so on the VHF if they're lucky. So easy that, maybe a bit more. So they should still be talking to each other and doing pretty well. Let's just have a quick look at the weather going forward just to see what's happening. They're in the green, so it should all be pretty right. That's tomorrow. Looks like the wind picked up a little bit, and that's the next day. It's getting lighter. So, but they'll be a bit further down. But yeah, it's a bit lighter there. So they should be doing their 4 or 5 knots, so they should get their 100-mile days easy anyway. And current-wise, always a potential issue there. It's still just under the big stream, but they're getting probably half a knot. So that's all good. They should be happy with that. Waves will be 2 meters, 1.5 meters, 2 meters. Pleasant sailing, for sure. Okay, enough of that. Go back to the wind, put that back up there. Zip down here a few thousand miles. That'd be about 2,600 miles from the finish, I reckon. 2,600. Gary was slowing down because Gary and Josh look like they've got similar breeze. Gary's doing 4.4. Geez, he was doing 3.5 earlier today. 105 mile day. Josh has got 121 mile day and doing 5.1. But yeah, Gary was appreciably slow this morning. So it'll be an interesting story when he finally gets in to see what's going on. So, Josh is doing okay. And is he keeping up with Jasmine? Jasmine's closing the gap, 121. Jasmine is 119. So, he's gained a little bit. So let's just push this up a little bit more. They're all getting close. There's going to be a lot of action tomorrow. Boats popping in the next couple of days. Ayrton is thinking Friday, but better come down to the right weather. That's today's weather. So Jasmine has got 4.2, 119. Ayrton has got 4.2, 110. So not quite going there properly. Adam has got 4.8, 119. So they're pretty much on a par. Jacob, 118. So he's holding his own. And 4.3. He just put a post up, but it was all in his language, in Polish language. So I couldn't understand a word of it. Then Eric, 110. So Jacob's catching up Eric a bit, 3.9. So it's a bit fluky by the look of it for the breeze. I'll do some measurements in a minute just to give you the potential update. And here's the anchorage. We mentioned that yesterday. There's about 9 or 10 miles across there. Why is that not going through? Showing leg 2. Yeah, I know that. But I don't want that there. I want this to come in more. Here we go. Okay. And Christian, okay, this is half an hour ago. So as we speak, he'll be chuffing in. It's daylight, which is very convenient. It's a gentle breeze. He's still doing 3 knots. He was doing 3.5 before, so he's a little bit, I said between 1,400 and 1,500 before, and it's probably going to be, about that, maybe a little bit past 1,500. The distance he's got to go, and I'm assuming people will be watching the tracker. If someone wants to meet him, he's got 3.5 miles to go, so it's another hour. So that's roughly, it's easy to calculate that ETA. I'm pretty sure he's still got charge in his batteries to do the engine deal, but he should be able to also sail in if he has got a problem. You could sail all the way into the anchorage if he anchors just the other side of the breakwater, which still meets the rule. He'd be outside the breakwater. He could drop the pick and then go in. After that, he could, sort of slowly make his way or get in, rowing in his tender. Let's have a look and see what the waves are doing here at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty easy. 1 meter. So the anchorage, even in the town, will be quite reasonable. Okay. So distances for a few other people, just for those that are interested. We'll clonk that on the anchorage. We'll clonk that to Eric. So Eric's 33 miles, 33, 34 miles, doing 38. So he's at least another 10 hours. So 10 hours from now, that'll put him in the dark. And Jacob will be, he's 50 miles, 51 miles, and he's doing 4.3. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13 hours, probably 13 hours from now. So if you just set your clock, I'm not going to do the conversions, but if it's 13 hours from now, it's currently, I don't want to do the conversions, I can work it out, with 2 hours off UTC here in France. And Adam is 86 miles, and he's doing 4.8, so near enough to 20 hours. Let's just say 20 hours or 19 hours, something like that. So he could be okay. He could still get into daylight tomorrow, end of the day, something like that. Rightio, we'll just check the weather for going forward. I'll sneak that down a bit. See what the wind is doing for the next day or so. And most of them will be in by then. So by the next day, boom, it's holding, still filling in. In fact, it looks like a bit more, so they'll probably go back to 5s tomorrow. And then on the 3rd, it's okay. They'll be doing 4s and 5s, so 100, 120 mile days, pretty much all around. And currents aren't a problem. Sea state we know is down. Current will just be helping. Oh, there's nothing, so that's fine. Just kicks them along, just fine. So they'll be all in the next. This mid group will be in the next few days. Jasmine will probably be. It's Thursday now. Thursday, Friday, Jasmine. Okay, we're going to measure it. We'll measure it rather than guess. So she's 163, and let's say she's doing 5 knots. So that's 32 hours. So 32 hours from now. and it's Thursday afternoon there now, just coming past the afternoon. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, maybe Saturday morning. I'm not sure about Friday. Maybe Friday night. We'll see. So very soon. So everyone will be excited about that. And I'll sing her happy birthday when we get on the screen. In fact, that's now because I think we're done on the tracker. Nothing else we need to see there. So I'm coming back. I hope everyone's ready to sing her happy birthday. I will hit that, and I'm there. Everyone ready to go? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Jasmine. Happy birthday to you. That's it. That's as far as I go for singing. It's Jasmine's birthday today, and there'll be quite a few birthdays because we're out on this event for 15 months. So there's a few already come and gone. So she'll miss out on the birthday cake today, but it'll be fun when she gets in because there'll be a lot of people there, and they can have a late birthday party, I think. So that's pretty cool. We did the press release, and of course we declared Renaud as a Frenchman. Oh no, he's not. He's not French. Swiss? No, he's not Swiss. Yes, Swedish? Definitely not. And so what happens when I'm writing the press release? I go. I'm dyslexic, like a lot of people. I am hopeless for pronouncing names and remembering names and spelling. Spelling was my biggest thing when I was a kid at primary school. We had this thing, every morning you get in there, you have to do 10 words, spelling test, 10-word spelling test. If you got 2 wrong, believe it or not, back in the day, you would be taken out the front. I'd be wearing shorts. You were bent over and your head was put under the table, right, to make sure your pants are really tight. And the teacher had a beach bat, which is like a little handled thing, like a paddle bat like that you use on the beach for playing ball. And you get 2 whacks, just whack, whack. Or if you got 3 wrong, you'd get 3. And it's a bit of a long story. It's well known in the family. One day, sometimes I wouldn't go to school. I said, "Nah, I'm going to get these back." So anyway, what I do is when I'm doing all this stuff, I leave all that to Jane. I'll put someone's first name. I forget about their bloody surname, and I just put cross, 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 cross. Everywhere I want something done, I just go cross, cross, cross. And then when Jane gets it, she fills in all the blanks, you see. And I got into a lot of trouble because I spelled a few skippers' names wrong and stuff like that. But the funniest one was for some reason Jane put Renaud down as the wrong country, so that's wrong. And then when I'm writing, sometimes I take a few liberties here because we've mentioned bloody Renaud and his cooking so long that it's a bit boring. So, oh yeah, he's cooking cakes again. So I thought, oh bugger, he's going to cook cock of in. So I put down he could cock of in, and I don't know whether it was a whatever, blah blah blah. But that was a bit of a stretch of the truth. But you never let the truth get in the way of a good story. So. And it often happens, press releases just take ages, and you've got so many stats and figures and this, that, and the other. So Jane had a bit of a laugh about it. Said, "Whoops, shit! Oh, here we go again." There you go. So, but anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed the press release. It's interesting. Every time we do them, we were short of photos. We really had to struggle to find photos because we only had the stuff from Panama, of course. We picked up some. We got a few videos from some entrants, but it's always the challenge. But now that the entrants are in, they can't leave until they download all their photos and all their videos. So if anyone tries to leave before doing that, they'll get a time penalty. So there'll be a bit of a scramble on that. They've got to give it all to their manager, and once their manager's got it, then they pass it to us. So then we'll have a good batch of videos and photos and all that sort of stuff that we can use as well in the stories that we put down further on. They have a checklist. I think you know what goes on. The entrant has to fill out a checklist. It's not a safety inspection, but they've got to check that everything's working, nav lights are working, radios are working, they've got a certain amount of water on board, and that they've downloaded all their media. And if there's any defects there, they've got to report that, and that goes to their manager. Their manager sends it to us, and we have a look. But that's one of the particular ones. So there's still a bit of admin they've got to do in the ports to abide by the rules of the game, which is always quite interesting. Anyway, so yeah, and when you're writing the press release, for us, there's so many stories to tell. You can't get them all in, and this was a bit of a different one. This one where I was focusing on trying to get all little bit of snippets in and try and explain what's going on. My classic all-time photo, I think, for the trip, so for the MGR so far, is the one with the booby landing on Jasmine's hydrovane. That's an absolute classic. That's the solo sailor's worst nightmare. Anyway, all very cool. So happy birthday, Jasmine. I hope you probably won't see this, but I hope you have fun today doing something. But anyway, um, okay, John. So as I was 1600. Oh yeah, remember to like, subscribe, and bits and pieces. I feel like I'm going to put the stats up, but we had a couple of big hits on our posts on Facebook, where we'd have like 250 emotions or something, and I go through and check, and we were running on the current ones. We were running about 15%. So when you see 230 odd emotions there, like likes or hates or hearts or laughing or whatever, I can see when I hit that and go through, I can tell who's there and who's not. And we were running on one, it was like really low, 15, 7, 16% or something. So it means where we're showing 7,600, there's a lot of more people out there that are watching and commenting and all that sort of stuff that have not even pressed that like button or follow button or whatever. So please do that. And the same if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and whatever. But that's all part of the fun. I probably don't do that enough, but it does make a difference for us. On the water, have Dan and Renault given a reason for going south to the other anchorage? Yeah, if you see it, it's beautiful spot. It's paradise. So there's, I've never been there, never seen it. I discussed this yesterday. It's just a beautiful spot, and it's only like 2 hour sail away. So that's common. They could go around and do whatever, and then they'll sail back the day before or so they leave, their time's up, to clear customs and immigration. And then when they've done that, they'll sit on their boat once they're cleared and all stocked up with everything, and they'll be watching the clock, and they can't lift their anchor until they're exactly 8 days from when they arrived. So those that arrived in the dark will have to sail out in the dark if they want to want to use their time the best way. And if someone arrives, like Pila arrived at dawn, well, she'll be able to leave at dawn, okay, exactly 8 days later. So that's how it works. And if they're not ready to leave or don't want to leave, that's fine. They can do that. But when they do the time calculations at the end of the leg into Fiji, we just subtract the exact compulsory stop time. That's how it works. We take that off and we can work out who's got the quickest time on the water, and they're the winners of leg 2. So that's pretty cool. Not that so they've gone there because it's isolated, beautiful anchorage. That saw Dan made a comment that apparently there's manta rays there, and he was going snorkeling and a few other bits and pieces. So it sounds like a pretty cool place. Certainly very spectacular. Rachel, Mike's data is 4 hours old. Oh, I didn't see that. Mike's? Oh, that's Popeye. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's why he's back there. Gotcha. I didn't even look at that. Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, that's why they're split 20 miles. So they are side by side. It's just that something's going on with his tracker. Very good observation. Thank you. Aeronautic BC. Now, what was I going to say to you? There's something that something we were doing. Anyway, there's something. Maybe it was the question you threw in at the end in yesterday's thing. I can't think of what it was. Anyway, are the fleet spreaders, etc., holding together? I'm not sure because who was it? I think it was Kerry. I didn't get to speak to Kerry today, by the way. We're trying to organise some lives with people, but they're all enjoying their time there and so on. So I hope to speak to them before they leave. They've got to call me on WhatsApp, and if it's here, we just do that, or I can give them a code and they can come online in the computer, and it makes it easier. So we'll hopefully get to talk to them a bit, but they're all busy having fun now, which is understandable. So, but it was Kerry, I think, said he's going to. Was it Kerry or? It's either Kerry or Renaud. I don't think it was Renaud, so it must have been Kerry. Was saying he's going to swap his spreaders back to the originals or something. So it must have been Kerry because he said he was nursing the boat a bit. That's right. So I'm not sure what spreaders he's got on now. They did a modification to the spreaders locally in Antigua. They welded sort of like a thick band around the base where it goes on to the mast. But he was mindful of that, but I haven't heard any of the others saying anything negative about their spreaders. So they must be going okay. What's the ETA for Jasmine? I said it was 36 hours from now. About 36 hours, I think it was, from now. Or from 4 o'clock, so 1600. So add 36 hours to 1600 UTC today, and that's about when she'll arrive. So okay, Warren, it's really exciting how well they're doing. Yep, it's pretty impressive. You realise how impressive it is. I do anyway. I realise how impressive it is when I write the press release newsletter, and you put all the numbers down and you do all the bits and pieces. I said, geez, that's quite an interesting story when you see it all together. Jane cracks up, and these not really press release, but we send it to all the media because they can see it. Some of them will look at it. We get about 45% of the ones we send out. People will actually open them and read them, and sometimes 50%, which is pretty good. But the media can read it and they can pick up a story off it. A lot of the internet-based media now just do a direct pickup and put it on their sites, like Live, Sail, Die. They always do it, and of course Sail World do it. There's a whole bunch of them, that usually pick them up and write a story because it's very long. It didn't be intended that way. I'm trying to shorten it all the time, but it was 3 weeks, and that's another one of our tactics where we if we've got nothing to say, we don't want to say it because you should see my inbox. I get so many newsletters. There's one event that's on sort of now. It's a pretty solid event, but it's not huge, and they're popping out a newsletter or two every few days, and you don't even open them. There's too many there. So I always said for the MGR we'd do every 2 weeks. We'd put one out. For GGR and OGR, we were doing every week. And if something popped up in the meantime, it was a big story, we'd let it go in between or whatever. But MGR, we said we'll never do it more than 2 weeks, and this one went 3 weeks. And if there's nothing happening on some of the big legs, we might go 4 weeks because we keep everyone that's closely involved informed on social media here. Joan will get more busy, more active on Instagram later on and stuff. But the newsletter into their inbox, we don't want to flood people with stuff. So, but it became pretty long, yes. Anyway, John, happy birthday, Jasmine. Twice, another happy birthday. Rachel, happy birthday, Jasmine. Wishing you all I hope you all sung a happy birthday. John, do you have to take pics of their chart plotter when they leave? Yes, they do. They have to show us the plotter and date and time and all that sort of stuff when they finally get going. With their Citran Bear, and give us that. A few of them, I haven't got a lot of the. No, have I? Of the anchorage ones, I've got. No, I think I've got them all. I'd have to have a look. I put them into a file, but certainly, they've got to provide that just so we can corroborate the 8-day routine. So that's it. Have a good night there, and we're thinking of them having fun, and those that are coming in, at least they get the same amount of time when they get there. It's just that as Jasmine arrives in 2 days, Renault would have been there for. She was Blue Track 1, 2, 3, 4 days now, 5, 6 days. So he'll be there for a couple of days before she leaves. So she'll be happy about that. So all good. Okay. I will drop this in here and see if we can say goodbye.
Witness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.